Hi, my name is Philip and I have had an encounter with a rattlesnake out in the wild. I understand that that's going to take some explanation, so I'm going to do this one step at a time. My family likes going on hikes through nature, by the beach, through forests, and up in mountains. And several years ago, one such hike was through this mountain trail. We went up to the top without any problem. It was a pretty nice view. At the time, I was pretty bitter and angry. I didn't get to appreciate it. I just kind of sat up by the mountain, by a rock at the top, waiting to go back down. And by the time we did go down, it was getting dark. The sun was setting. It was still daylight when we were at the peak, but the further we went down and the closer we got to our car to drive back home, the darker it got. Most of the trail was okay, but there was one part where I walked into a rattlesnake. I was at the front of the line since I was so eager to go back home at the time, and I saw it for just a split second. I didn't get a clear view of it, but I knew what it was, and if the look wasn't enough, the sound it made was a definite giveaway that I was dealing with a rattlesnake. It let out a loud hiss. I jumped back. So the trail was a pretty narrow one since it was winding up a mountain, but we still had enough room to go around the snake, to just go slightly off trail. My dad was throwing rocks to try to tell where the snake was from the sound of it hissing, and we managed to get out fine. Nobody got bit. Nobody was attacked. The snake, I'm sure, didn't get hurt or anything. So if you're worried about that, you don't need to. We made it out, and I'm telling you that even in spite of that, I'm still a huge sucker for the environment. I love it. I still appreciate nature, even out by myself, going on my own little walks, and I'm still completely for saving animals. I don't even really like killing bugs. I have been looking for a way to put my love to nature to use, and that's what turned me towards studying environmental engineering. And what helped me decide that was that I'm also pretty good with math and science. I'm a pretty big math nerd. I even have a pie shirt right here. Since as long as I can remember, I've had a pretty good track record with my math and science related courses. Math just kind of came to me. Most of the rules were easy to remember and they made sense to me. It worked with me. Did a lot better at math than subjects like history or English. In fact, this communications course I'm taking, I think, will be very helpful to me because communication is probably one of my worst subjects, if I'm being completely honest. But math and science had always still had a place in my heart. I even still have the calculator that I was using throughout middle and high school. And while I have better calculators, this one in particular still kind of holds a place in my heart. It's been with me for so long and through so much. So I figured math and the environment together that leads to environmental engineering, and that's the course I'm going on right now. That's the path I'm taking, and I hope to get through this class for a general requirement. And I believe that the course I'm taking right now that I'm filming this video for will help me especially on that, because one thing I have learned about environmental engineers is that they need to communicate pretty well. They need to convince people to give them funding, to collaborate with others for their ideas, and to know how to get those instructions across. But that's long term. For now, I'm Philip. I'm just a guy who likes math and walks.